Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm extremely excited about this because this is not a fishing hack, but this is actually going to be a deer meat hack. And if you've watched a lot of my videos, I put out a few hunting, and of course I've done a lot of fishing hacks, and I just want to get this right out. Appreciate you guys subscribing, liking, comment. So today I am going to absolutely wreck your mind, and I'm going to get cocky about it. I'm going to wreck your mind about how can you make a hack about deer meat. So here it goes. I want you to understand this. There are two different types of muscle. You got white muscle, which is a chicken breast, a turkey breast, for example, and you have red muscles. You have like a duck is a red muscle, a goose is a red muscle. So you ask me, what is the difference between white muscle and red muscle? White muscle is a short-term muscle. What I mean by that, a chicken can only fly from here to that wall, and he's like, whew, those muscles in that chicken's breast are short-term. Long-term muscles are like a goose or a duck. They can fly from here to Arkansas, from here to Canada. Why? Because red muscles have extremely big amount of blood in them. So now we're talking about deer muscle. Very obvious, deer muscle is a red muscle, and with a red muscle comes a lot of blood. So the hack is this. How do you get out the blood in the muscle before you cook it? This is the hack. And guys, I can promise you that if you follow this recipe that I'm about to show you, all your family, all your friends will become in love with eating deer meat. They won't be able to tell the difference between, say, beef, deer, elk, antelope, mule deer, whatever you whatever deer is your flavor or whatever it is. Goat, some people like goats. So I want to dispel a myth to you right now, okay? So some of you are already looking at this video and going, I hang my deer for 2 weeks or 10 days or whatever you hang your deer for, or I put my deer in milk and all this kind of stuff. Think about this, guys. Inside this muscle is blood. Inside the muscle. And then you hang your deer with the hide on it. I don't care if it's 2 weeks or whatever. The only blood that comes out of that deer is from the inside of the rib cage out the nose. That muscle is not bleeding blood out and spilling all over the floor. So if you think this muscle is leaking blood when you hang your deer for a week with the cape on, with the hide on, you're fooling yourself. You're absolutely fooling you. I'm going to show you here in just a second what to do. Now for you, milk, soak it in milk and vinegar and I don't know, whatever home remedy you want. And then you pull it out. So I'm going to give you an example. Watch this. Here's water for you milk people that soak it in milk, and your milk comes out red and you think that muscle, watch, this is only going to be like, wow, look at all that blood. See, milk, soaking it in milk and vinegar, it does what it says it does. It gets out all the blood and the wild taste. No. Guys, this hack is going to be the hack that you need to make your deer taste good. So let's get started. So very simple. First part of this recipe is we're going to get roast. This is actually going to be a roast recipe. You could turn it into a like a barbecue recipe. Guys, when you're getting roast or you're cutting meats off your hindquarters of your deer, elk, or whatever, it's pretty simple. You're going to follow the seam lines within these muscles. So you have different muscles. So if you could look right here, you got a seam right here. As you can tell, I've already started with a seam right here. So guys, just follow the seams. I don't really know the science in behind all of it, but if you follow the seams, as you can see, it's splitting right up. Now, this muscle, one more time, is full of blood. And the cool thing about this is we're going to take this blood out during a cooking process. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here in just a second. Look at here. That right there is a good piece of muscle, good piece of meat, loaded full of blood. I'm going to get that out in just a second. So the first step in getting the blood out of the muscle is get you a big oven pot. A pot that can hold a lot of water. So basically we're going to fill this up with water. Alright, now that we've gotten the muscle off of the hindquarters, the next step is putting the meat in here. Now I want to explain. Now here's a very, very important piece I'm about to tell you. When I do put this muscle inside this pot completely full of water, I want to actually take and cut it up into smaller chunks. So this right here is a big piece of muscle, right? So I'm not going to cut it up in tiny chunks, just kind of almost cutting it in half. Now as you can see, when I open the muscle up, that's you're exposing a lot more area and a lot more surface area for blood to escape from. Alright, so we're going to put our oven on 225. We got a pot full of water, we're going to put our oven on 225. And here comes the most important piece. The reason I keep it on 225 for the first 2 hours is because all I want to do is heat this muscle up. I don't want to cook it. I don't want to get it at a high temperature. I just want to start heating the muscle up. And I promise you, here in about 2 hours, which I'm going to show you, of course, in fast forward motion, I'm going to show you what this water looks like. So basically, this muscle is doing nothing but heating up and leaking. It starts leaking blood and blood and blood. And all this blood starts coming out of this muscle. And the biggest mistake I see people make when cooking deer roast or whatever it may be, they take their deer roast and they put it in an oven or whatever, the oven pot, crock pot, and they put it in there on 375 and start adding all this flavoring, the cooking and whatever. They're doing nothing but cooking it in deer blood. Guys, and if you cook it at a high temperature right off the giddy before the blood actually leaks out, it's no good. That's the game taste. The game taste in deer or whatever you're eating is the blood, it's the iron, it's what they taste within that muscle. So we're eliminating that, and I'm going to show you how. Alright guys, we just finished with the first 2 hours of bleeding the muscle out, so check this out. Oh man. If you guys are wanting blood gravy or anything like that, this is what you're doing when you cook it. Now I'm just going to take it out. You see all this foam, this nastiness in there? Check this out. Look at that. Look at the color of that water. Look at the blood. Look at the blood coming out. Look at this, guys. That is pure blood, 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 blood. Blood, 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 blood. Can you believe how much blood bled out of that muscle? Again, this is I don't think there's ever been a deer meat hack, but this is definitely a hack. So you can see all the blood and just blood gravy sitting in there. So we're going to take and we're going to wash it off, and I'm going to show you this. All right, look at this. Look at this, guys. That right there, and now watch as I pour this out. Look at that water. Look at that water. That's how much blood is in a red muscle. All right, now that I've filled it back up with 100% pure water, we're going to put it back in. for another 2 hours, round 2 of 225. All right, guys, this is hour number 4. Remember, again, it's 225, 2 hours, 3 times. So I'm going to show you how clean this is getting. So this is number 2. So watch this. This is only after the second time. If you remember watching just a second ago how dirty that water was, watch. Look how clean that is. Clean. 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 Boom. So look down inside of here, see how clean that is? Then we're gonna just take and wash the meat off. So you get the idea. You can do it 2 times 2, or you can do it 3 times. Times 2 is pretty good. Times 3 is even better. But we're gonna put it back in there, fill it completely up, do it one more time. You've already seen the water go from bloody, bloody, bloody to pretty clear. And this last little bit, we'll put the final touches on it. And then I'm going to show you and give you the recipe, what I like to do with the deer here in just a second. All right, we just completed round 3 of 2 hours, 225. And I want you to see the color of this water. This is really cool. Wow. Check this out, guys. Before process number 1, it was like muddy, bloody water. Step 2 was, okay, look inside of here. Crystal clear, nothing but the beef stock. This is truly the stock out of the deer. That's good, it's clean. So watch this. This is like crystal clear water coming out. Now, I'm not going to pour it all out. This is good stock that's inside here. Not the bloody stock, the brown gravy that people like to pour, the blood gravy. This is purely good stock. So I'm going to actually leave a little bit in here. Okay, now comes the recipe. All right, guys, so the recipe that I like, you guys may have your own recipe for a roast, but this is just what I like. So we're going to have, this is actually Lipton's onion soup mix. So you're going to get a dry package out, simply, now we're going to stir this all in, come a little while later. So Lipton soup mix, onion mix. Next thing I like to add is absolute cream of mushroom soup. I like the family size. We got a lot of meat in here, so don't skimp out on mushrooms. Mushrooms always give a great earthy flavor to whatever you're cooking. So we got cream of mushroom. So next I like to add carrots. Don't skimp out on carrots. And of course we're going to have potatoes, which we're going to throw the potatoes in there. Onions. Gotta have some onions in it. And definitely, when it comes to garlic, guys, I'm a clove garlic fan. I love having it in there. So, clove garlic. Spices, let your taste do it. Spices, I'm a paprika. Pepper. So this is your choice. You can use whatever you want, but if you want to really make it taste like beef, you can get 1 cube of beef bouillon, put it in there, and we're going to stir this up. You don't have to always go with the full cube. You can go with a half cube, which is what I like. A half cube, depending on how much meat you have in there. So a half cube of that. Simply stir this up. Mix it all up in that meat in there. So guys, once you have all the ingredients in it, basically it's $3.75 for however long you want to cook it. Standard is going to be 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. It's the longer you cook it, the more it breaks it down. But you can also use a pressure cooker on this, and we know pressure cookers are going to cook it extremely fast. Within 1 hour, it's going to break down that muscle. It's going to have all the ingredients cooked. Pressure cookers are a great thing. These are the oven style is a slow cooker. Guys, I hope you learned a lot about this muscle. I hope you learned a lot about getting the blood out of the muscle and dispelling some myths. Guys, I got a lot more videos. I got hunting videos. I got fishing videos. I got a lot more videos. Every Monday, Thursday is when I'm posting. Saturday nuggets. And guys, I appreciate you guys subscribing, liking, comment. You guys have been so kind to me. I got a lot cooking videos coming your way. And